Let's talk about this acquisition of Jadeveon Clowney. How does it impact the Seahawks side of things? They had a glaring hole left by Frank Clark. What do we make of it?
You know what I make of it? I'm gonna jump the gun on prediction week. I think the Seahawks will win the NFC West. I really do. I love them. And frankly, we've talked a lot about predictions this week. I was in on this before the Clowney trade. I think, in my opinion, the Seahawks are the only team in football who have a top 5 quarterback, a top 5 coach, a top 5 defensive player, and a top 5 home field advantage. I think Clowney just makes them better. I think I saw some comments this morning from their brain trust in the front office that we don't know what we're going to do with him yet. He can do anything he wants on the football field, and I think it's chase Jared Goff, chase Kyler, chase Garoppolo. I love the Seahawks here. I think they win the West.
I had no idea that was about to fly out of your mouth.
I didn't know you were going to look to me first, Kay. I just made it up. I actually do think they're going to win the West. Yeah,
it's prediction week, and you know what? I like that. That's bold. And you know what? It's really not that bold when you look at what Russell Wilson does every single season. He's been searching for the correct running game and the defense to complement him like he had with the Legion of Boom. But when you look at Jadeveon, people think that it's just sacks. It's just him getting after the quarterback. You know, I know Russell Wilson can appreciate it because watching the highlights, and he carries the load on his shoulders every single week, week in and week out. But now Russell Wilson can control the game while Jadeveon does this and gets after the quarterback. You know, this dude over the last 3 years is third in tackles for loss. I mean, I always mention the sacks. We always mention, oh, he led the team in sacks the last few seasons. The last few seasons, he's also getting in the backfield.
A lot of plays.
Which means that's going to impact games when they're facing Todd Gurley within the division, when they're facing the young Kyler Murray within the division. So the fact that he can disrupt things and not just be a pass rusher, and I think, Shreyes, you mentioned it last week, that's another part of his game that we don't mention a lot. It's like, oh, sacks are cute. That's how guys get paid if you're playing DN. But he's much more than that. So the impact, him in front of Bobby Wagner, who we all know is one of the best backers in the business, this is going to have a profound impact on the back end and the DBs.
Yeah, I was texting with John Schneider throughout the weekend, all about the cuts and all that stuff. They're thrilled by this, and it goes one step further. Dwayne Brown, who we mentioned in Will's update, was really rallying for him. So this is my old teammate in Houston. I used to play with him, and here I am, the left tackle of your team. He's the guy. He's great. Bring him in. And then the fact that they got the Houston Texans to pay half his salary this year is such a little wrinkle. So they're only paying $8 of the $15 million. The Texans are still paying half of it. You could say they fleeced the Texans, but of course it's just a one-year deal. It's a rental. We'll see what they do. What's really interesting to me is that Clowney gets into the Seahawks. Trent Williams still sits just completely sitting and watching. Silent. And not only that, they can find him. And I've said this about the Jones family. Bruce Allen and Dan Snyder, they do not budge. So if they're saying you're not being traded, Trent Williams is going to miss $700,000 week 1. Are you willing to miss $700,000? I assure you, if the Redskins say, we are not trading you and we are not giving you a new deal, they're not trading you and they're not giving you a deal. Ask Kirk Cousins, ask the many other players who have tried to grapple with business with the Redskins. If you think the Cowboys are dug in, the Redskins are dug in, and they are dug in tenfold. So Clowney finds a home. Trent Williams, I don't know what's going on there. He's probably not playing anywhere else, and he's certainly not going to get paid by the Redskins.
Do you think he'll be there week 1?
I think money talks. A lot. I mean,
there's no other talking. It's so all we're going on is this D'Angelo Hall. Like he says, he's zero chance he's walking there, which I trust D'Angelo. But he also has convictions that are beyond football and beyond money that might reverberate differently. Well, that's what I hear, Peter. I haven't talked to him. You're the insider.
We'll see. I mean, everyone says that this medical issues thing. I want to hear from Trent Williams if that's really the issue, or if he wants to get paid more. And that's the issue. And $700,000. Maybe you miss one of those. I don't know if you missed 2 or 3 or 4 of those. Those start adding up. Let's see what Trent Williams does.
And speaking of that wanting to get paid more, you just mentioned it. It's a rental, right, for Seattle, right? They got him for that 1-year deal. They can't negotiate. So a motivated Jadeveon, can you imagine that? We've seen him knock dudes' helmets off in college. We've seen him dominate at this level and have more sacks than J.J. Watt. And J.J. Watt is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. You imagine what he's going to do in Seattle this year, knowing that all of the money in the world is waiting if he just has a great season.
Yeah. Whew. I do feel like we always focus on the Legion of Boom disbanding in the secondary, but like they got hit hard up front, right? They had lost Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill, Bruce Irvin, all in that same time frame. So to bring in a guy, and then Frank Clark most recently.
And Earl Thomas, right?
Now I feel like
Reed, 6 games.
Now they're just stacked on defense again. So I'm kind of liking this NFC West call by
I got a feeling. Look, the Rams are loaded, of course. Everyone's riding the Rams. I love Russ. I'll roll with Russ.
Nate said it wasn't a bold prediction, so who cares?
It wasn't?
No, Nate said it wasn't.
Well, Nate's the judge of that, usually. Nate, we're going to have some predictions from you later.